This is our 3-6 breathing drill. I'm gonna lay Sergio on his back, feet on the ground, knees bent around 90 degrees. He's gonna take his arms up like football goalposts, elbows directly in line with his shoulders. He's gonna take a nice deep breath into his diaphragm. When he exhales, he's gonna push into the floor and drive overhead with his arms. When he inhales, he'll fill the belly back up with air. When he exhales, he'll do his next slide. If he can, he'll breathe in his nose and out of his nose as he squeezes the air out of his diaphragm. This is our 3-6 breathing drill. This drill is tall kneeling cervical cars. Sergio is going to get into tall kneeling position. He can either drive his toes into the ground or flatten them, whichever is more comfortable. He's going to make himself as tall as possible, taking the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Hands and arms are flexed, pressing down to the side. And what he's going to do is take his chin straight into his chest. Chin will go to left shoulder, ear to left shoulder, chin to the rear, chin up to the ceiling, ear to the shoulder, chin to the shoulder, and through into the middle. We're going to reverse that motion, chin to right shoulder, ear to right shoulder, chin to the ceiling, ear to left shoulder, chin to left shoulder, and through to the middle. And then he'll do one more repetition on each side. Again, chin to shoulder, ear to shoulder, chin to ceiling, ear to shoulder, chin to shoulder, chin to the front, and then reverse. Chin to shoulder, ear to the ceiling, ear to shoulder, chin to shoulder, through to the middle. Tall kneeling cervical cars. For tall kneeling scapular cars, Sergio is once again going to be in tall kneeling position. Toes can either be bent under or flat, whichever is more comfortable for you. Arms should remain straight and reaching out for the walls. Bring your arms up to shoulder height. First thing we're going to do is punch straight forward as far as we can. We're going to hit that landmark. We're going to take the shoulder straight up into your ears. We're going to press them straight back and then put them down into our back pocket and then end by punching them forward again. From here, we'll reverse that motion. We'll take them down into the back pocket, elevate them up into the ears, and punch them forward. To press them down, and then again, punch forward, elevate, retract, depress, and one more protraction, punch forward. One more time, we're going to retract, elevate, watch that elbow bend, punch forward, and down. Tall kneeling scapular cars. This is collapsed kneeling thoracolumbar cars. So Sergio is going to start in tall kneeling position, then just sit back on his heels. Toes can either be underneath or they can be flattened, whichever is more comfortable for you. What he's going to do is cross his arms across his chest, pull his chin down into his chest. So we're going to try to keep nice stable hips and a tight stomach, belly button pointed straight forward as he goes through these rotations. So first thing he's going to do, keeping that belly button straight forward, keeping the core really tight, he's going to rotate to the left. He's going to laterally flex to the left. He's going to extend to the rear. He's going to laterally flex to the right. He's going to rotate to the right and then through to the middle. He's going to reverse his motion. He's going to rotate to the right. He's going to laterally flex to the right. He's going to extend to the rear, laterally flex to the left, rotate left, and pull through into flexion into the middle. We're going to reverse that again. We're going to go ahead and rotate left. We'll laterally flex to the left, extend to the rear, laterally flex to the right, rotate to the right, pull it through to the center. We're going to rotate right, laterally flex to the right, extend to the rear, laterally flex to the left, rotate left, and through into the middle. Collapsed kneeling thoracolumbar cars. This is tall kneeling shoulder cars. So Sergio's in a tall kneeling position. His toes can be loaded underneath or flat in the back, whichever is more comfortable. Either way, we're going to create some ground tension by driving in the ground, squeezing the glutes, making ourselves as tall as possible. Both arms are completely locked out with the hands driving towards the ground. We're going to move the right arm first. So Sergio is going to take his right arm and reach forward and out as far as he can till he hits that top landmark when he's unable to go anymore. At that point, he's going to reach up towards the ceiling and internally rotate as far as he can. Good. Palm comes out. As he continues on that circle, he's going to continue to internally rotate as much as he can, trying to get over that hurdle and keeping the arm as close to the body as possible. He'll know he does it right when he ends at the back and his palm is back towards his thigh. He's going to push straight back as far as he can. He's going to freeze and externally rotate now as far as he can. Once he's fully externally rotated, he'll continue on that circle, getting over that hurdle, and then his palm ends towards his body. We'll do another rep on that side. So go again, reaching out as far as he can. When he gets to the top, he's going to freeze. He's going to reach up and internally rotate as far as he can. And then once he's fully internally rotated, he's going to continue to rotate, 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 rotate. He'll know that he does it right because the back of his hand ends up next to his thigh. He'll shoot straight back. He'll freeze. He'll externally rotate as far as he can. Bring that around, cutting down that circle. Tension in the joint at all times. You would then repeat that on the left side. This is supine hip cars. So you're going to lay flat on the ground. It's very important to push into the ground. So both arms will push into the ground. Whatever leg we are not moving, that heel will also drive into the ground. You're going to make sure you squeeze both of your butt cheeks and keep both butt cheeks on the ground at all times. So as we start to rotate, the tendency is to lift a cheek off the ground. Make sure that we're keeping both bum cheeks in contact with the ground. So the first thing Sergio is going to do is pull his knee up into his chest as far as he can. When he goes as far as he can, he's going to open straight out to the side. Again, as far as he can and keeping both cheeks on the ground. When his leg won't go any further, he'll extend the knee and continue to bring that hip around in a circle. From there, we'll take the foot straight out to the side as far as we can. When he has to, he'll bend the knee. Bring the knee as close to the chest as he can. And then complete our circle. Straighten out the leg. And now we're going to reverse our motion again. Pull that hip the whole way into the chest. Knee open straight out to the side. When it has to, the leg extends. We bring that around to the front. And then reverse. Foot straight out to the side. Again, both butt cheeks. We're keeping that drive into the ground. When the knee has to bend, it does. Knee comes into chest. And then we straighten the leg out. That was 2 reps on the right side. You would also do 2 reps on the left. This is supine ankle cars. You're going to lay supine, flat on your back. And again, any part of your body that's not moving, we want to hold tension in. So we're going to work with that right leg. He's going to pull the right leg up into flexion. Knee as close to his chest as he can get. He's going to take both hands and wrap around his shin and hold on to that shin tight. Lock that in. So the hands are also on the shin, so you can tell if your shin bone is. Show me a little bit of shin movement. So if you feel that rotation of your shin, that's not where we're going to rotate from. We're going to rotate just from the ankle. So first thing Sergio is going to do is he's going to push down the gas pedal with his foot. Now, keep reaching out and making your toe long. If you scrunch your foot up, we're doing something wrong. Now he's going to take that big toe in towards the center as far as it'll go. Once he gets there, he's going to pull it back as close to his shin as he can. When he gets the whole way back into his shin, he starts to push the pinky toe out towards the outside as far as it'll go. And then he's going to press that gas pedal down again. Got a little bit of toe bend there. So then once that gas pedal is fully depressed, we're going to go the other direction. We're going to bring that pinky toe out towards the outside. Pull all toes back in towards the shin. Take the big toe out towards the inside. And then press that gas pedal down. And then we're going to reverse again. Big toe out to the side. All toes pulled back into the shin. Pinky toe out to the side. Then we're going to press down on the gas pedal. And then one more time, we're going to go pinky toe to the outside. All toes back into the shin. Big toe out to the outside. Bend the nose toes up just a little bit and then press it straight. We will, of course, repeat on the other side. This is supine leg lock ankle cars. This is supine glute bridge. So we're going to lay flat on our back. So it's important that anything that's not moving off the ground, we're going to drive into the ground. So both hands are going to drive into the ground for a little bit of a core engagement. We're going to start by bringing the heels as close to the butt as we can, right at hip width. So maybe wiggle in just a little tighter for me. There we go. Yep, and then back off 1 inch. Awesome, and then what you're going to do is just pick your toes off the ground. It's important here, we do not need to actively really pull the toes back into the shins. Sometimes people get shin cramps because they pull back a little bit too hard. So then what I want Sergio to do is to tighten his abdominal wall. So think about your 2 hip points. Think about bringing those tight together. We're going to squeeze that tight the entire time. Then he's going to press through the ground, squeezing his butt cheeks. He's going to take 3 seconds to come up. At the top, he's going to squeeze for 1 second and then lower for 3 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003. What we want to really watch out is that we're not substituting back extension for hip extension. Go ahead, Sergio. You can just work a few reps at 3-1-3. Good. 3 seconds up, 1 second squeeze, 3 seconds back down. One thing to think about is notice the position of your low back in relation to the floor. If you come back down in the same angle, that same neutral spine, good to go. If you notice you're either flatter into the ground or more arced up, then you know that you're substituting your low back. Supine glute bridge. This is our seated naked choke knee cars. So Sergio is going to sit on the ground and he's going to pull his right leg up as far as he can. He's going to take his right arm and shoot it underneath the right leg. That right hand will grab the left bicep. Then the left hand will come and trap behind the knee. So now that knee's kind of locked into position. It can't move. So then what he's going to do is he's going to rotate his foot, toe as far in towards the center line as he can. Then he's going to extend his knee as far as he can. When he gets to the landmark at the top, he's going to rotate his foot out and come down the other side. From here, he's going to keep that toe turned out and he's going to re-extend, trying to get that leg as straight as possible. Turn the big toe in towards the center line and come down the other side. We're going to do that again. We're going to re-extend up to the top. We're going to turn that toe out and come down the other side. One last time, extend that leg. Try to make the leg as straight as possible. Turn to the inside and come back down the other side. Some people will have a problem with the naked choke. If that's you, then all you need to do is just hold your hip back into flexion as much as you can. Just kind of lock it into your body. Try not to let that knee travel as you do your cars. This is seated naked choke knee cars. This is toe touch squat to stretch. So Sergio's going to set up with his heels directly underneath his hips and his toes turned out somewhere around 30 degrees, wherever's comfortable for you. He's going to straight legs and bend down and hook his hands underneath his toes, and he's going to pull up. As he pulls up, he's going to crank his butt down into the ground, and then he'll reverse his motion. What's very important to note is that his knees will drive outside of his arms. We never want the knees to go inside the arms. As he pulls his butt down, head comes up. As he takes his head down, his butt goes up as he gets that nice stretch through his posterior chain. Toe touch, squat to stretch. This is our toes elevated hip hinge with dowel. So we're going to take a dowel rod and Sergio is going to place it up his back. One hand will go at the small of his back, the other one will go at the nape of his neck. The stick is going to make contact with the back of his head, his upper back, and his butt. It's very important throughout this motion that we keep that stick in contact with all 3 points. He's going to elevate his toes up onto our 2x6. If you don't have a 2x6 at home, you can use whatever you have. He's going to put about a 20-degree bend in his knees and shove his hips straight back towards the back wall. Notice how his shins stay pretty vertical throughout this motion. It's very easy to know if you've done something wrong because you'll feel the stick lose contact, either with the butt, if you flex the lumbar spine, the head, if you flex the cervical spine. So it's very important we want to keep that stick in contact with all 3 points the entire time through this motion. As he comes back up, he'll squeeze his glutes and brace his core. This is toes elevated hip hinge with dowel.